Hello students, welcome back to Cyber School. This is the third part of the photosynthesis process video series. I cover another two very important topics in the photosynthesis process in this video. If you haven't watched the second parts of the series, you can't get any idea about this video. I have included those video links in this video description. Go back and watch those first. Subscribe my channel before going to today's video. In this part, I will talk about basic products of photosynthesis and evolution of the photosynthesis process. Let's begin. Basic products of photosynthesis. As has been stated, carbohydrates are the most important direct organic product of photosynthesis in the majority of green plants. The formation of a simple carbohydrate, glucose, is indicated by a chemical equation. Little free glucose is produced in plants. Instead, glucose units are linked to form starch or are joined with fructose, another sugar, to form sucrose. Not only carbohydrates, as was once thought, but also amino acids, proteins, lipids, or fats, pigments, and other organic components of green tissues are synthesized during photosynthesis. Minerals supply the elements, nitrogen, N, phosphorus, P, sulfur, S, required to form these compounds. Chemical bonds are broken between oxygen O and carbon C, hydrogen H, nitrogen, and sulfur, and new bonds are formed in products that include gaseous oxygen, O2, and organic compounds. More energy is required to break the bonds between oxygen and other elements, in water, nitrate, and sulfate, than is released when new bonds form in the products. This difference in bond energy accounts for a large part of the light energy stored as chemical energy in the organic products formed during photosynthesis. Additional energy is stored in making complex molecules from simple ones. Evolution of the process. Although life and the quality of the atmosphere today depend on photosynthesis, it is likely that green plants evolved long after the first living cells. When Earth was young, electrical storms and solar radiation probably provided the energy for the synthesis of complex molecules from abundant simpler ones, such as water, ammonia, and methane. The first living cells probably evolved from these complex molecules. For example, the accidental joining, condensation, of the amino acid glycine and the fatty acid acetate may have formed complex organic molecules known as porphyrins. These molecules, in turn, may have evolved further into colored molecules called pigments. Chlorophylls of green plants, bacteriochlorophyll of photosynthetic bacteria, hemin, the red pigment of blood, and cytochromes, a group of pigment molecules essential in both photosynthesis and cellular respiration. Primitive colored cells then had to evolve mechanisms for using the light energy absorbed by their pigments. At first, the energy may have been used immediately to initiate reactions useful to the cell. As the process for utilization of light energy continued to evolve, however, a larger part of the absorbed light energy probably was stored as chemical energy, to be used to maintain life. Green plants, with their ability to use light energy to convert carbon dioxide and water to carbohydrates and oxygen, are the culmination of this evolutionary process. The first oxygen-producing cells probably were the blue-green algae, cyanobacteria, which appeared about 2 billion to 3 billion years ago. These microscopic organisms are believed to have greatly increased the oxygen content of the atmosphere, making possible the development of aerobic, oxygen-using organisms. Cyanophytes are prokaryotic cells, that is, they contain no distinct membrane-enclosed subcellular particles, organelles, such as nuclei and chloroplasts. Green plants, by contrast, are composed of eukaryotic cells, in which the photosynthetic apparatus is contained within membrane-bound chloroplasts. The complete genome sequences of cyanobacteria and higher plants provide evidence that the first photosynthetic eukaryotes were likely the red algae that developed when non-photosynthetic eukaryotic cells engulfed cyanobacteria. Within the host cells, these cyanobacteria evolved into chloroplasts. There are a number of photosynthetic bacteria that are not oxygenic, the sulfur bacteria previously discussed. The evolutionary pathway that led to these bacteria diverged from the one that resulted in oxygenic organisms. In addition to the absence of oxygen production, non-oxygenic photosynthesis differs from oxygenic photosynthesis in two other ways. That light of longer wavelengths is absorbed and used by pigments called bacteriochlorophylls, and reduced compounds other than water, such as hydrogen sulfide or organic molecules, provide. Okay students, this is the end of today's video. And join with the next part of this video. If you learned something from this, please feel free to comment below. Subscribe my channel for more educational content and set the notification bell as all. If this is good content, hit the like button and share it with your friends. Goodbye. Have a nice day.